Today I'm going to talk about conditions under which personal liberty may be denied, and then I'm going to give you the mnemonic which is going to help you to easily remember the conditions under which personal liberty may be denied. The mnemonic I've made it to be 3CPAP mnemonic. 3CPAP. CPAP is a common term on ward, ICU, CPAP. So 3CPAPs. Bring 3CPAPs. So that's the mnemonic for the conditions under which personal liberty may be denied. 3CPAPs. 3CPAPs. So 3CPAPs, meaning we have 3 C's: court order, the first one being court order, then court order, the third also court order, then the fourth is psychiatric conditions, and 5 is age below 18 years, and then pandemic and unlawful entry, transit, exit from the country. That's a summary of the 3CPAP. I'm going to explain the details of the 3CPAP. Remember, I'm discussing the conditions under which personal liberty may be denied. So court order, that's awaiting trial. No person shall be deprived of personal liberty except in any of the following conditions. So there are around 7 conditions under which personal liberty may be denied or deprived, and I've told you that they are memorized as 3CPAPs. Court order awaiting a trial, court order when that sentence, court order awaiting fulfillment. I'm going to explain the details, but this is for easy remembrance, though they're a bit too summarized. Then psychiatric conditions, age below 18 years, pandemic and unlawful entry, transit or exit from the country. Now, in execution of the sentence or order of a court, whether established for Uganda or another country, or of an international court or tribunal in respect of a criminal offense of which that person has been convicted, or of an order of a court punishment. Here, maybe the court is punishing that person for contempt of court. Now, check court order awaiting trial. If a person has been arrested, that person is going to be denied liberty because he's going to be put into the cell. So this person is waiting trial, is waiting to be heard, is waiting for a hearing in the court. So ideally this person is denied liberty of movement because he's already in cell. Then court order for sentence. I've told that in execution of the sentence or an order of a court, whether established for Uganda or another country. Yeah, if a person has already gone out of court and they have sentenced him to either death or it's going to be imprisoned, so that person's liberty is denied. So when the court has ruled sentence for the person, then that person's liberty is going to be denied. Then the third court order is awaiting fulfillment. If those people are heard in court and then the case is won against that person, automatically that person will be told to pay something. So as they are waiting for the payment, the person still will be denied liberty, will be taken back to the cell as they wait fulfillment. Like in execution of an order of a court made to secure fulfillment of an obligation imposed on that person by the law. That is point number 3, court order awaiting fulfillment. I've told you it is in execution of an order of a court. This order is made to secure fulfillment of an obligation imposed on that person by the law. Then psychiatric condition. See, in the case of a person who is or is reasonably suspected to be of unsound mind, or maybe a person is addicted to drugs or alcohol, for any purpose of care for that person or the protection of the community, then that person's liberty will be denied. The person will be restrained, can be taken to a place for the purposes of care of this person. We've seen patients being taken to Tarika and they are denied liberty of moving out because we are trying to protect the community from these people. So that's also another conditions under which personal liberty can be denied to a person. Then age below 18 years. This is so common that once you are below 18 years and you're studying, you're still studying, in most cases, if you're taken to boarding, automatically your liberty will be denied just for the sake of education. So in case of a person who has not attained the age of 18 years for the purpose of education or welfare of that person, then personal liberty can also be denied. So this is also a condition under which personal liberty can be denied or deprived. Age below 18 years for the purposes of education or welfare of this person. Primary kids, they always put in school and they're not allowed to move out. And to them, I think that's liberty being denied to them. However, it's done for the sake of education and then welfare of those children who are in boarding school. The number 6, we have pandemic. For the purpose of preventing or spread of an infection, then personal liberty can be denied. Just of recently, we've experienced COVID-19, curfew, and then lockdown. So ideally, the governments which enforced curfew and then lockdown, they were trying to prevent the spread of COVID-19, and the liberty they denied you to walk, to go and do to transport, to move. All this was done for the sake of your own health and the community. Then lastly, unlawful entry, transit, or exit from the country. So for the purposes of preventing the unlawful entry of that person into a country, or for the purpose of affecting the expulsion, extradition, or other lawful removal of that person from the country. So if a person wants to escape from Uganda, then liberty to move out of Uganda is denied. If a person wants to enter into Uganda using unlawful means, then still the liberty to move into the country will be denied. If a person is being transit through the country, take for instance, maybe this is a prisoner who is going to be taken to Sudan and is moving from Kenya. So as that person is being transit through Uganda to be taken to South Sudan, liberty of that person may be denied.